Well, hey, y'all. Welcome to TLT with Lita. I hope that you all are having an incredible day. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. And let's get started with our TLT with Lita today. I'm excited for this particular episode. I'm excited about it because it is very near and dear to my heart as a leader. So, if you are having an incredible day today, why don't you drop a thumbs up, drop some fire, drop something in the chat to let me know that you're having a great day today. Welcome to those on the YouTube platform. I'm looking at y'all over here, those on IG, and those on the TikTok platform. Welcome, welcome, welcome to TLT with Lita. Let me know how y'all doing. Let me know if you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, we're just going to believe that things are going to get better for you. So come on in. Listen, just thinking about last week's TLT with Lita, if you have been leading yourself better, loving yourself better, and navigating challenges better, drop a heart in the chat. Drop a heart. If you've been leading yourself better, loving yourself better, and navigating challenges better, drop a heart in the chat. I want to know that you are actually applying some of these things that we are talking about during our time together. Last week, I think, is a very important topic that we talked about because it's important that we lead ourselves. Because if we can't lead ourselves, we won't lead others well. It's important that we love ourselves. The better we love ourselves, the better we'll love and treat others. And then we got to know how to navigate because challenges will come, setbacks will come, losses will come, it all will come. But we got to know how we're going to navigate through them. So if you've been leading yourself better, loving yourself better for the third time, if you've been navigating challenges better, drop a heart in the chat. I'm super proud of you if you have. Super proud of you. Listen, today's leadership tip is this. Use the 5-to-1 rule. Use the 5-to-1 rule. 5-to-1 rule. This 5-to-1 ratio, it stems from a gentleman named John Gottman. He did some extensive research on relationships. Now, if we want to specifically talk about his book, those of you who are married, those of you who are thinking about getting married, I think it's a great book, a great read um, that you could very well apply in your relationship. And it's called, the name of the book is The 7 Principles of Making Marriage Work. Now, we're not talking about marriage today, y'all. We're talking about using the 5-to-1 rule. However, we are talking about using it as it relates to how many organizations use it now to improve workplace dynamics. So by following this 5-to-1 rule, leaders can build a healthier and more productive environment, and your employees will thrive and stay engaged. So I want to tell you this simple thing. If you want to multiply your impact, start encouraging the people you lead. If you want to multiply your impact, start encouraging the people that you lead. And listen, if you're just leading yourself only, start encouraging yourself. David in the Bible encouraged himself. There is a story, a passage in the Bible, I believe it's in First Samuel. David and his men went out to fight. When they came back to their city in Ziklag, it was burned with fire. And the people spoke of stoning him. because not only was the city burned with fire, but all their women and children and everybody else that was left there were taken hostage. And so they wanted to stone him. And the Bible said that David encouraged himself in the Lord. So even if you're just leading yourself, you can encourage yourself. I know it to be real. There are times in our lives, there are times in our tenure and positions as leader that we have to encourage ourselves. And it's important that if you are only leading yourself, that you have the tools inside to be able to encourage yourself. So, this particular rule, for every one piece of constructive or negative feedback, you aim to offer five positive comments. So, this rule has been proven, and it's proven to build trust. It's proven to boost morale. It has been proven to increase engagement. Listen to me, y'all. People don't grow when they feel judged. I said, people don't grow when they feel judged. People grow when they feel valued. When you value the people that you lead, trust is cultivated and it's strengthened because they feel like, hey, if this person can encourage me as my leader, then I feel like I have the not just the liberty or the ability, but I feel encouraged to grow. I feel encouraged to do better. So use that positive feedback, that those positives, those comments that's going to boost someone's morale. Use it to create a culture where feedback feels empowering and not defeating. If you offer some feedback, you can look at your own children, those of you who have children. If you speak positive things to them, you will see them light up. But when you speak negatively to your children, especially if you do that more than you reinforce the positive things that they're doing, they are going to feel more defeated than they do empowered. So as you create that culture in your workspace or in your business, as you give that positive feedback, remember 5 to 1, five positives to combat that one negative or that one constructive feedback. And this is the thing, right? Most leaders don't realize that how they give feedback matters just as much as what they say. The 5 to 1 rule shifts the culture from criticism to constructive growth. And that not only does it challenge the norm of speaking critically to someone, but it changes everything. It changes the way that person sees you as a leader. It changes the way they see the circumstance or the situation or the project or whatever it is that they're doing. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how one negative comment can stick with you for days, even if it's followed by a bunch of positive comments? That one thing that somebody said that was negative, that'll stick with you longer than the five positive things that they said. That's the power of feedback. It's not just important what you say, but how you say it. And so today, I want to have this conversation with y'all. I really want y'all to kind of participate in this thing with me because if I can actually see or read some of your comments or what's going on or some of the things that you have experienced, I think the conversation will be more fruitful, if you will. How many of y'all have even heard of the 5 to 1 rule before? If you've heard of it before, just drop yes in the chat. If you've ever heard of the 5 to 1 rule. Yes, if you have, no, if you haven't. And it's okay. This is not a trick question. This is not to one up anybody. This is not to make someone feel like what they don't know or that they don't know enough. That's not what this is. I just was wondering how many people ever heard of it. All right. So, what kind of feedback motivates you? Is it positive feedback, direct, or balanced? Because I know for me, it's positivity for me. If it's a bunch of negative, I'm tuning it out after about one good negative, and then there's no positives to come back and reinforce anything, then I already know that, hey, this is gonna be that one's gonna stick with me longer than I want it to. So I have to make sure that even if I'm giving feedback to someone else, that I make sure that it's a positive or more positives, if you will, than the one constructive. And many of you may feel like a balance is good for you, like a balance of the constructive feedback balanced with the positive feedback. Some people, believe it or not, some leaders, y'all, only had negative all their life. And so because they only had negative, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes that's the type of feedback that they give more of. So listen, if there is anyone on here and you know somebody else needs this conversation, share it with them while we're getting before we get in a little deeper. So if you like positive feedback like me, this 5 to 1 rule, this 5 to 1 rule works. So let me give you a quick fact. Teams with a high ratio of positive feedback perform better, they stay longer, and they report higher engagement. It's proven, it's a fact. Positive feedback works better than negative, hands down. It works better. Now, I'm not saying that we should be giving positive feedback for everything when there are some situations or some circumstances that actually need some constructive feedback. I am saying this, that for everyone, give 5 positive. For everyone, give 5 positive. So let me tell you why this 5 to 1 rule works in leadership. And I told you the guy's book. I told you it's mainly about relationships, marital relationships. But listen, let me tell you why it works in leadership. It boosts morale. People want to know that their efforts are seen and valued. If you think about your own self and what you bring to whatever organization you're a part of, whatever job, whatever business, the people that you lead want to know that their efforts are seen and they are valued. Another reason it works is because it makes feedback feel safer. I know some of you probably in your head, you have comments you want to put in the chat, but you don't put them in there because you don't know if it's safe yet. I get it. I totally get it. But when you give positive feedback, it not only boosts morale, it makes feedback feel safer. When positivity is the norm, constructive feedback doesn't feel like an attack. Have you ever felt like you were getting feedback and you felt attacked? When you start making a culture of positive feedback, they'll know that my leader, whether it's male or female, they give so much positive feedback. I know that when they bring constructive criticism or they bring something that's negative, it's not an attack. It's not an attack. And the third reason that it works in leadership, it creates a recognition rich culture. Well, what do I mean? When wins are noticed, they're repeated. When people see wins celebrated, when they see constructive, when they not constructive, when they see positive feedback being given for their wins, guess what people want to do? They want to keep doing that. They want to keep getting that recognition. They want to keep getting noticed with the positive feedback. So tell me, y'all, what's a time when a positive comment from a leader stuck with you? Can you think of one time that a leader said something positive to you and it stuck with you? I can think of a whole lot, but I want y'all to tell me. Um, just think of one positive comment that it stuck with you, even if it was years ago. Some people heard something positive when they were in school, and that one positive comment stuck with them forever. Some people, it shifted their entire trajectory of the direction they were going. It shifted their mindset. It shifted how they saw things, how they think about things. That's how positive and powerful a positive comment can make the difference. So if you can think of that, if you can think of that one comment, so many of you may have more than one, and I think that's wonderful as well. But if you can think of something that somebody said that made you light up, think of that same feeling. You'll give it to the people you lead when you give them positive feedback. So let me tell you how to use this 5-to-1 rule practically, and then we're going to try to bring this to a close. Um, Number one, be specific. Don't just say great job. I've heard that a lot over the years. Great job, but be specific. You could say something like, I really appreciate how you handled that contract. I really appreciate how you handled that client, how you handled that call with excellence, with professionalism and care. I mean, be specific so that the individual that you're encouraging knows, number one, that you paid attention to what they did and you gave them appreciation for it with that positive feedback. So be specific. The second thing is make it timely. Catch people doing things right in the moment and just pop. Sometimes what did the one, I forget his name. Anyway, he said sometimes you got to pop out and show them. But listen, sometimes you got to show them that you see them right then in the moment. I love it when I see leaders do that, when they just randomly see someone that they're leading doing something great and they just pop out and show them in the moment. I love it. The next thing is balance public and private praise. Don't just praise people because it's noticed or it's seen. Balance the public and the private praise. Not everyone likes the spotlight. That's why I'm saying that. Everyone doesn't like to be out in the open. So know the people you lead, know the team. If you know they don't like the spotlight, then give them that private praise. And that's okay. And lastly, stack encouragement with feedback. For example, you've been doing a fantastic job leading meetings. Your clarity keeps the team aligned. So not only are you stacking the encouragement, but you're giving them feedback at the same time. And then you can go on, let's say, for example, if you need to say, well, one area to sharpen might be or might include a more quiet voices in the conversation or whatever it is. If you're speaking to a client and there's privacy, laws in place there, you can give them that encouragement, but also give them feedback at the same time. And you can let them know if they do that, what would happen. For example, that would take your facilitation to the next level. And so that way, they don't feel like you're attacking them or downgrading the work that they did, but that you're telling them they did a great job holding the meetings. You keep the team aligned, and then, oh, by the way, in this area right here, let's, keep our voices down just a bit, and this will take it to the next level. Then that way they feel like I did a great job. Next time, all I need to do is just keep our voices down. So you can stack that encouragement with feedback at the same time. That way they don't feel, like I said earlier, attacked. So do this for me, y'all. If you are leading people, or even if you're leading yourself, try this 5-to-1 rule this week. Try it with somebody on your team. If you gotta look in the mirror, like if you have a negative situation or something negative happen, and you gotta look yourself in the mirror and give yourself 5 positive feedback for yourself, then do that. Do that and come back and let us know what happened. Let us know what happened. I know this 5-to-1 rule works for me. I hope that it works for you all as well. I think that it's great, um, research backed, proven, and it's going to get you the feedback you want from the team. It's going to get the increase of productivity on your team, and people are going to feel safe. They're going to feel safe, which I think is so awesome. Remember, I said it earlier, people don't grow when they feel judged. They grow when they feel valued. So, thank you all for joining me today for Tuesday Leadership Tips with Lita. And remember, use the 5-to-1 rule. Let us know how it went. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Have a great Tuesday afternoon.